Have you ever wondered how to make a felted ball baby mobile, maybe to accent your baby's nursery or for a baby shower gift? Well, you're in the right place then, because today I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about making these baby mobiles. Hey everyone, I'm your fiber artist host Jody, and welcome to my channel. Here I share needle felting videos from tool tests and reviews to felting tutorials just like this one, and have giveaways from time to time. So if you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're looking for more on anything you see here, be sure and check the links in the description below. Now let's get into this video. So to start, I'm going to show you everything you're going to need. Some string and scissors, and I have a pencil here to mark on the driftwood the places where I'm going to be drilling the holes on my driftwood. This is what I'm choosing to hang the balls from, and I have a little bit of sandpaper here that I'll use to soften up these rough ends, and then a set of doll needles to be able to put through the felted balls. And if you haven't made your felted balls yet, then I have another video that teaches you everything you need to know about making those, and I'll link it in the iCard above for you guys so you can go back and watch that and get your felted balls made. So don't forget, I'm going to be linking everything that you just saw in the description below this video, so if you need to know more, you can check it out there. And so now we're ready to begin assembling it. So to start, I'm just going to go ahead and sand the end. I do want to move this stuff out of my way so I don't get it dirty. Pretty simple. You can see that it's already softening and getting way smoother. This end does not need as much. You can see this one needs a lot more. Next up, I'm going to be putting the balls on their strings. I'm going to use the smallest doll needle that I have. The string length is not super important because if you find that it is too long, you will be able to cut and make it shorter. You're gonna want 5 strings, and I have 15 balls. So there'll be 3 balls on each string. And these are just the strings that the ball will hang from. I'm gonna cut a 6th longer string, the one that will be coming down from the ceiling, and I'm gonna make it extra long. And if it's too long, I can even cut it shorter as well too. Put this one aside. I had my balls in a certain color order that I wanted them in. Make sure that your needle hole is fat enough for your string. That's pretty important, so you're able to thread it. Here we go. Then I take my first ball, stab it through the center. Be careful not to poke myself. I'm gonna use my table for a little bit of leverage here. And you might see that it might smush your ball a little bit. Don't worry, once you get it on the string, you'll be able to kind of shape it back around again. The wool is forgiving, see? Try and get it as center on the string as possible when threading. And at this point, it doesn't matter if the balls are close or far apart. Once we get it assembled, you will be shifting your balls into the place you want them to make it look visually pleasing while it is hanging. And a little tip that I'll share with you, even after you hang your mobile, if after a couple days it kind of finds a resting place, you can go and adjust the stuff to make it look the way you want it to while it's hanging. They are kind of hard to pull through, but once you get them past that point, it's easy. First one's good to go. I'm gonna set it aside and just continue this process until all of your balls are on all 5 strings. And real quick here, the reason you need 5 is because there'll be 1 hanging from center, 1 on this end, 1 on this end, 1 on this end, and 1 on this end. then we can finally assemble it and play with the drill. And they're ready to go. It's gonna look good, you guys. Now I'm gonna mark where I want to drill the holes on the driftwood. I've had a little practice and I've come to find if you find how the driftwood wants to balance on your finger here, let's see, I'm struggling. This is the point where I'm gonna wanna draw my dot to know how to drill, so then that way when it's hanging, it will look good. And then I'm gonna do that the same for this one. So then this is where the main string will go and they'll cross and they'll hang together. Then I'm gonna draw a point just visually how I think the string is gonna hang nicely coming down from each one of these ends. I'm gonna have a little help here for this part, huh, miss?
Up.
Well, whatever's easy for you to know your hole.
That's the balance.
Yeah, it's easier just for you to do that for me. I need a center hole on each end here, just one for one string. And I want it to go the same up and down as whatever that's going up and down. So you want to know your top. Be able to have a string come through maybe about there.
Probably don't want to go through
but not
all that,
to the knot, wherever
it.
it looks, yeah. Pick your spots for your holes wisely if you're having to drill them. You want to mark it on this one too, so then that way you're just drilling all your holes at once. So which one was this one?
3/32.
And you can take your sandpaper and even sand at the holes a little bit. Next, pick your top and bottom pieces. Take your longer string that you had, thread it through the needle. I'm gonna come down from the top so I don't have to pull the string as far through the wood. Then tie it into a knot here, and probably a couple to keep the string from coming back through the wood. I'm gonna leave the little extra tail because I'll need that in a bit. You can see the pieces are happily hanging. And then I'm going to take each one of these and hang them through each end as I want them. Saving my center piece for last. Set it aside. So I wanted to point out here, this end, notice how this end no balls, this end balls. This is the top of the mobile. So I am just going to tie a little bit of a knot here at this end. I don't need a ton of extra string up here. Going to make it fat enough that it will not pull through the wood. And then trim this end a little bit. And then pull it through the wood. Top string off here, that's super long. And if you feel like this is just getting in the way, your top extra long one, tie it in a loose knot that you can get out and just kind of bundle it aside. Now we need to continue and do the other three. Just make sure you're tying your knots in the right end that you want, and know that this is just string and wool, so if anything isn't going the way you want it to, you most likely can fix it. Alright, look at that. Now, for the center one, I am going to tie these guys in a knot together right here. And I'm going to tie it on top of the knot, or which in this case it looks below. Gonna trim them just a little bit here, but not too much. And adjust these balls as well. I'm just kind of putting them in place. Once I get it hung up, then I can shift everything, cut the ends, and tie the knots. So that's the next step. All right, so I have a hook here in my ceiling and I just tied it into a loop. Look at that, look how awesome it looks. And it looks like the balls, they just need to be rounded up a little bit and then placed. So you can see now each one I have a little bit different length. I'm gonna tie them in a knot and cut the ends. truly going to be a personal preference in how long you want your baby mobile to be and how many balls you might want. Totally personal preference. There's just one idea for you. Alright, that's it. Now you know everything you need to know to make one of your very own felted ball baby mobiles. And if you make one, leave me a comment and let me know below. Or even better, tag me in a photo on social media. I think that would be pretty awesome to get to see your creations. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
Hey.